Hi Warren, bit of a tougher game than Wednesday. What's your assessment of the performance?
Oh, it was tougher. I mean, I think we were caused a few problems, our own problems really, with some of the turnovers and a couple of intercepts and a couple of poor passes that sort of allowed them in the game, put us under pressure. I mean, we scored some good tries in the first half, and I was pleased with a lot of the forward effort. I thought the line-out was good. It was pleasing we scored a try from Maul, and when we got close to the line, we looked pretty strong up front as well. So that's one of the things that we've been working on, but just a little bit edgy and a bit untidy, and particularly in that first half, which allowed them to stay in the game.
So was that first 45 minutes what you needed?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what's going to come in the test matches in terms of them the South African team coming pretty hard, trying to put us under pressure, see if they can get knock balls and catch us behind the gain line and have some loose stuff and look to pressurise us and make mistakes. So we just need to make sure that we're a bit more accurate and tidier. And I thought we did that a lot better in the second half. And the players, they were well aware that they'd forced a few passes and thrown a couple of bad ones, which allowed them the opportunity to score.
Can you just talk us through the Marcus Smith call-up and situation with Finn Russell, please?
We made a call to England last night, just a courtesy call just about his availability. Well, not really about his availability, the fact that we were going to call him up. And Finn Russell has got he had an injection today, so not a strained Achilles, but a slight little wee tear in it. So that's going to keep him out for the next couple of weeks. We're going to try and see if we can rehab him, and he's going to be in a boot for the next 5 days. And then when he comes out of that, he'll have some more treatment. He'll still continue to get treatment over the next 5 days. But and if he makes progress and making good progress, then we'll assess him going forward. If he's not, then there's a possibility that he may go home. So we're just going to be a wait and see situation with him.
Thanks, Warren. Cheers.
Rory?
Hi, Warren. Congratulations. Can I just ask you about Jack Conan? He's in a pretty tough battle for that number 8 slot. How do you feel he's gone today, and how do you feel he's gone over the course of the tour, please?
I think he's playing really well. I thought he played really well today. Some really good footwork and some good go forward. He was accurate. We're really, really pleased with his performance in the couple of games that he's had. So, he's doing well.
It's a competitive slot, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's a competitive slot, that number 8.
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah. There's a few positions. I mean, those back rowers, there's a lot of competition at the moment. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult for us. But, look, he's going well. And I thought the guys came off the bench, gave us some momentum too, so which was pleasing. But he's definitely put his hand up at the moment.
And for me, that first 45 minutes before the red card, is that the most valuable game footage you have to analyse now in the way that you're kind of, it was put up to you, the way the players were forced to make decisions under pressure, maybe that they haven't been under beforehand?
Yeah, and I think they came with a different defensive sort of mindset to try and stop us with sort of some of our offloads and stuff, and we had to adjust to that. So definitely, I think we were something like in that first half, like 38% of our possession was turnover possession, which allowed them, and they were something like 14% of their possession was turnovers. And so when you have those sort of numbers, you're going to allow an opposition team to have opportunities, and that's what happened. So yeah, we'll look at that pretty closely and look at how we need to tidy those aspects of our game up. I thought they were much better in the second half.
Thank you.
Hi, Warren. Are you guys any closer to knowing who your next opponents will be?
No.
And on that, do you even know what day the game might be?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Wednesday, and I think there's a good chance that they'll switch the Stormers and South Africa A game around. So, but nothing's been confirmed yet.
Are you disappointed that you don't know, or is it just the way that this tour's gone and you just have to?
Just got to roll with the punches, really, and sort of, we had a challenging day last Wednesday, and then Maro had a bit of a tummy bug last night, and then and we had to make a late change as well in the backs and bring in Bundy in too. So those sort of things happen, but the guys have been dealing with it fantastically, and so we just got to go with the flow and react to whatever's thrown at us.
Thank you.
Hey Warren, now you've had a chance to kind of take a breath, the match is out of the way, can you just reflect on the last 7 days and how it can, is it the most chaotic kind of 7 days of your career, would you say?
Yeah, it probably is, yeah. So, one of the things that we've had right from the start of the tour is we've spoken about, there's going to be some chaos, and there has been chaos, and then it's about adapting to that and then changing, and that's kind of been the mantra. And I thought we were able to handle that in the week, and I see it as a positive. I see if anything that's thrown at us, it doesn't upset us. We kind of are able to make decisions quickly and move on and make the most of it. So it's I think if anything else happens on the tour that's kind of as chaotic as you said this week has been, that would probably surprise me.
And just when you travel down to Cape Town tomorrow, do you know how many people are getting left behind? How many other players?
Just one player has been left behind, and I think 4 staff members, and they'll join up with us on Wednesday. We were tested yesterday and everyone was negative, and tested again today, everyone was negative. So we're hoping that all those people will be joining the squad fully on Wednesday when they arrive down to Cape Town.
Thanks.
Neil? Neil?
Yeah, hi Warren. Are you doing anything different now than you were at the start of the tour?
In what way?
In terms of keeping everyone safe, that kind of thing?
In terms of us in our bubble, you mean?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing anything different. We've been very, very stringent in the way that we've applied what the medical team and the guidelines that they've set out to us. It was a bit of I think the big challenge was that we arrived at the hotel the first day and 12 of the staff members had tested positive, and then a couple of days later another 5, and then a couple of days after that another 2, and then another 1. So that's kind of been a bit of a challenge for us from that regard, and that's why we'd requested for Cape Town that the hotel staff who stay on site came in earlier, and we were tested regularly as well. So the risk isn't really with us, it's any engagement with anyone else, and so we're trying to keep that as tight as we possibly can, but we can't really control some of those other aspects. We're doing our best to do that, to make sure that all the hotel staff are in early and are tested regularly as well, and they're on site, so they're not going home to their families and stuff. They're staying in our bubble, even though we're definitely keeping our distance and not interacting with the hotel staff.
Yeah, well, I guess that anything the Springboks can throw at you after this will seem like a walk in the park, won't it?
Yeah, it won't. Yeah, it won't be a. Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of what we've been saying, is that nothing that that people throw at us is going to hopefully catch us by surprise, or we'll be ready for that. We're well aware that the challenges of the Springboks, and how tough they're going to be, and the physicality they're going to bring is going to be tough for us, and we're probably not been tested, even though the first half, the Sharks put it up to us, but we probably haven't been tested for 80 minutes like we need to be, and hopefully we're going to get that over the next couple of games, possibly with the Stormers and hopefully with South Africa, eh?
You will, okay, mate. You will stay safe.
Thank you.
Jason?
Hi Warren, how's it going? Just looking at the back three again today, they were very impressive. Another new combination. Watson was great, Williams was great, looking at Harris putting his hands up as well, and as you said, you mentioned in the back row. Looking back on all your tours, I mean, 4 games in, is this the most competitive Test selection has ever been?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought Duan van der Merwe was excellent tonight. Anthony was great on attack. A couple of defensive lapses that we need to sort out with him. And yeah, Liam Williams is good, and we had some strong performances from the back row. I thought Jack Conan was good. Hamish Watson played well. Tadhg Burns scored a couple of tries and did a good job. And then the guys coming off the bench. So yeah, it's pretty competitive at the moment, and I think things will start ramping up as we get down to Cape Town and start getting, the next 2 matches are going to be pretty important for a number of players, and when they get the opportunity to put their hand up and hopefully put themselves in contention for a Test spot.
It looked, for the first 45 minutes, it looked like a pretty tough game until sending off. What was your take on it today?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, full credit to the Sharks in terms of the way that they fronted up. The disappointing thing for me probably was that they probably set the intensity of the game in the first 10-15 minutes. And we probably backed up error upon error, which was disappointing, and we probably got a little bit too flustered. We probably needed to show a little bit more control than we did in the first 20 minutes, but I actually thought there was a lot of good in their game as well, and we learned some good lessons going into the next few weeks.
Have you any thoughts on why you didn't make the start that you wanted to?
I just think the game got away from us a little bit. I think we reacted poorly to setbacks, and then it's probably spiralled from there. So tough to put your finger on it. We started well. I think it's always a worry when you score quite easily off the first try with Duan going through the middle. And yeah, there were just little silly errors, little mistakes that let them into the game. I think if you look at it back with the interceptions and the drop balls, they capitalised really well off the back of that, and we probably didn't react in the right way. And probably took us until half time to realise we were actually in an all right spot. And we just given them the points that they got there. So I think we reacted pretty well off the back of half time, and obviously the red card came and opened the game up a bit.
If you're approaching the halfway stage of the tour, how would you assess the progress made up to this point? And could you compare it to 4 years ago? How are you in relation to that? Were you at a similar stage?
I think we're in a pretty good spot. Yeah, I think connection wise, we're getting much tighter off the field. I think all the disruptions and the stuff going on off the field really is bringing us tighter together as a group. I think you're starting to see that in the way that we train. We probably didn't put it out there for a full 80 minutes tonight, but in terms of the rugby stuff, I feel like we're building nicely. And there's also things that we really need to work on, and we want to get after and push going forward into the Test series.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
Hi Jamie, it's James here.
Hi.
You mentioned there's a lot of good lessons you've been learning, things you've been working on during the week. It's very obvious today the line-outs and the rolling ball went a lot better both in attack and defence for you. What would you put that down to? Have you been doing a lot of work on it in the week?
Well, no, because we haven't been able to. I feel like that throughout this tour, it was the first thing we did as forwards, we highlighted that, coming down to South Africa, it's always going to be a tough test up front. Maul, scrum, we're going to need to make sure that we're right on it in terms of our set piece. And I think if you look at the games and the way that they've gone, we've built up quite nicely towards that. So there's much more to come from us on that front, but at the same time, we're really pleased with the progress we're making.
And you said that there were a few little things to work on. You got a couple of work-ons from the game. What would you be looking at with those?
I think that we got probably a little bit frustrated with our lack of intensity in the collision. That's always disappointing when that is the case. So we'll certainly be looking at that. I'm sure that Steve Tandy will have something to say about that. And we know that we've got a lot more in that area. On top of that, probably having a little bit more control off the back of a setback and control with the ball probably as well. So a few little things. They're not major. They're very easy to fix, but good focus points for us going forward.
Thanks, mate. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Neil?
Yeah, hi Jamie. You said you've not been able to work on stuff. Have you been able to do any training in between the matches?
Yeah. So we had a good hit out yesterday, probably like an extended team run. So look, obviously we are working on stuff. It probably was a bit of an exaggeration for myself, but there are little things that we can work on. I guess we're a little bit limited with regards to time. Obviously, you can't be on the field for hours on end the day before a game. So There are little things we're working on. There are a lot of meetings behind the scenes, and then our main hit out is in the games. And I feel like we're getting great feedback from those and taking steps in the right direction.
When you're scoring 180 odd points in 3 games, is this ideal preparation for the Springboks?
Yeah, of course it is. You're playing against South African teams. You know, look, we scored a lot of points. I think our attack is in a really good shape at the minute, and you know, we know that there's going to be a step up of intensity. There always is going to be a step up of intensity when you play against this, you know, the world champions in their home ground. But at the same time, the teams that we're playing against have impressed as well in terms of their emotion, their physicality, their intensity, and I think we saw a lot of that tonight. So, you know, we can only play what's in front of us. I feel like we're you know, I've said it a few times, taking steps in the right direction with regards to our attack. We've got a few levels to go with our D.
You step it up over the next couple of games now. Obviously, you might have the Stormers Wednesday, or next Saturday you might have South Africa A. Do you start hitting it up given each performance now?
We're always going to be looking to build. The way that these tours go, my experience from the last tour, you build throughout the campaign. There are certain things that you want to work on. There were certain things that we wanted to work on in the game today, and I feel like we got a good hit out with regards to that. And everything is, of course, gearing towards the step up in intensity when it comes to South Africa. That's pretty obvious that that's going to be the case. But at the same time, the way that we're training, the way that we're playing, having been up here at altitude, I think it's going to put us in a good stead going forward to the Test series.
Okay, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Safe.
Hi Jamie, you must be delighted to get those 2 tries today after the slagging for the knock-on at Monkey off your back now, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, that's massive for me. That haven't heard the end of it, and my mates from home have given me some stick as well. So hopefully that can put a silence to all that.
But in fairness, your try scoring record, like over the years for a foot row, like with Sarah Salim, is pretty good. Like, and you put it down to anything else?
Hookers get on the end of a lot of mauls. It's nice to play in a dominant forward pack. Look, I love getting my hands on the ball. I feel like it brings out the best of me as a player, and it's always nice to get over the line.
Good stuff. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Hi, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Another couple of tries for the Lions. You've taken your chance anytime you got it.
Yeah, I think it just, I got a bit lucky today. I got a few opportunities came in front of me, managed to get over the line, and I'm obviously very, very happy to get over for a try, especially for the Lions.
How did you manage Wednesday being pulled at the 11th hour and not being able to play? It must have been a bit disappointing.
Yeah, it was massively disappointing. It was a bit. Everything was up in the air. I was ready, changed, bag ready to go. I was about to walk out the door to get on the bus, and I got the phone call saying that I'd have to isolate in the room. So it was disappointing, but it's kind of the circumstances we're in at the moment. You kind of just have to take it on the chin, and thankfully the lads kind of pulled together, and they managed to put in a serious performance on the Wednesday, and kind of had to watch it from the room, but very much enjoyed watching the lads go out there and put in a serious shift.
I mean, opportunities are limited on this tour, as everyone knows. There's only so many games and there's huge competition. It must have been a real relief to get released back into the world on Thursday and know that you could go out and actually have a chance to impress today.
Yeah, well, it wasn't actually till Friday we got out. I think we needed 2 negatives on the Thursday and the Friday, so we were isolating till Friday afternoon, and we had a pretty late extended captain's run on the Friday, so it was kind of up in the air until then, and when we got the news, we were obviously all delighted to finally get out of the rooms, and we were kind of raring to go, and I think you could probably see that in our captain's run. Lads were probably getting a bit too excited after getting out of isolation after the few days in the rooms, but I don't think it probably didn't go into the game that well. I don't think we started particularly like we wanted to, but we managed to finish well, and that was the main thing.
Finally, for me, can I just ask about the mental challenge of it all? Because obviously it's a very different tour, and it's very hard for us at home to understand what you guys are going through, being in isolation and being cut off from the world over there, and this like once in a lifetime opportunity. And then to be, even that, like having to adapt to being in your room for 48 hours and be isolated from your teammates and have a bit of uncertainty. It must be using up a lot of your mental resolve at the moment?
I think for everyone's in the same boat, and I would probably say everyone is finding it difficult at times. But at the same time, you kind of have to be very grateful that we're able to be here, that we're, in this position. We've still been selected to play for the Lions, and the tour is still happening. So sometimes you do have to remind yourself that you are privileged to be here. So there's always going to be mental challenges. Everyone's away from their families. We don't leave the hotel grounds. We don't kind of see anyone other than ourselves. So they are challenges that everyone has to face. But as I said, we're very lucky to that this is even going ahead, and we're very grateful of that. So it's kind of easy to overcome those kind of mental challenges when they do kind of pop into your head. Thank you.
Hey Tadhg, congrats on the tries and the performance. Before this mad week, can you sum up what the experience has been like when it was a little bit more settled maybe? What are you getting out of it? What are you learning? How are you enjoying the very different environment?
It's been incredible, to be honest. Getting an opportunity to play with such talent, you kind of look around the room sometimes and you kind of have to, you kind of pinch yourself that you're in you're experiencing this. On the training field, the execution, the quality that's there is really impressive, and it's so cool to be part of that. You're learning how different lads think, especially, for me around the line out, especially kind of picking lads' brains there, and just in general in the game, and the speed of the game that we're playing at is quick, and it's been really really enjoyable, and it's also been a massive learning few weeks.
Yeah. What's it been like linking up with lads you've done battle with and probably come head to head with on the pitch relatively recently, and getting to know people away from the training field?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I think that's probably a special part of the Lions. You're kind of you're playing these boys internationally during the Six Nations, and to get to play alongside them and get to know them outside of that rugby field. Some lads aren't. We always laugh about Bundy. He's that when we play him, even Munster and Connacht, he's not the same person he is on the field as off the field. We always have a laugh with him about that. And you can never judge someone on the field, and then when you get to know boys off the field, everyone's just being great. Everyone's like, kind of, a lot of lads will surprise you how sound they are, and how different they are to what they are on the field, and that's been pretty cool to get to know them.
Yeah. Lastly for me, Warren told us that he kind of views you mainly as a six, and that he said your point of difference is the breakdown. You're happy enough for him to push you as a six and as a breakdown specialist, I guess? Of
course, I'm just happy to be on the field, to be honest. I don't think I've had a sniff in the breakdown in my 2 games that I've played, to be honest. So I don't think my point of difference has really been has shown just yet. But hopefully in the next few games, if I'm involved, that those opportunities will come. But yeah, I really enjoying playing six. Different kind of system that I'd be used to, and I was just kind of settling into that system, and kind of getting to know how players play as well. So especially the 10s and stuff, and that's been really good, and I'm enjoying playing six for sure.
Cheers, go ahead.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. The 3 ladies after Shark, all of them were still under 21 last year. Your impression of their performance tonight?
Yeah, I think, they're big boys, that's for sure. They carry well and they hit hard. I think it's seen in the first half the way they came out, and they really kind of probably shocked us. And I think we took a while to get into the game and get to start playing the game we wanted to play, and that's probably a credit to how the Sharks played tonight. And that back three certainly brought that physicality today.
Simon, you're on mute. Do you want to try again? Simon, you'll have another go, or? Sorry, still can't hear you, mate. Anybody else want to jump in with a final question?
Tadhg, hi, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
I just wonder how you feel that as a squad you have momentum going into moving on to Cape Town, and you've had a strange week of disruption, but do you feel like you're sort of building up a good head of steam with a couple of weeks to the Test series?
Yeah, I think like we've had some serious wins. You know, like what I think I heard today is 3 games over 40 points. So it's pretty impressive to kind of get those score lines. So certainly a bit of momentum, and the challenges are going to continue to get more difficult. But you know, it's an exciting few weeks ahead, and hopefully we'll be able to keep building on that and keep improving our performances. I think after today, I think we obviously know the first half wasn't where we wanted it to be, but the second half was much better, and we're just going to have to build on that second half performance.
And of course, you want to play in the Tests if you can, and there's been a huge focus on the back row and the depth of competition in that area. Just how will it feel, do you think, over the next couple of weeks? Will it get nervous? Will it just be exciting? Everyone a bit sort of anxious to know what's going to happen for them? You know, how do you think it will feel?
Probably just a lot of mixed emotions, really. Of course, you're going to be nervous and anxious, but excited at the same time. You know, all you can do from here is put your best foot forward. You know, for us, it's just being as prepared as you can going into the games, and you know, playing to the system and still putting up your hand and playing to the best of your ability. And then from that point on, it's kind of out of your control as a player. You know, it's whether you get selected or not. That's not my decision. Obviously, I'm going to do the very best I can to give Gats that headache, and hopefully come Test week time I'll be on the team sheet. But as I said, all you can do is put your best foot forward.
Final question from me, Tadhg.
Last one from me. I just wondered, you were talking about other guys you getting to know on the tour. You had someone like Courtney Laws, who's done what you've done and can go from lock to 6. What have you made of Courtney as a player, someone you're training with, as a bloke you're getting to know, I guess?
Yeah, Court is he's a great boy. Incredibly laid back, and you know, he's one of those players I wasn't expecting to be who he is. You know, he's as I said, he's very laid back, but serious talent. You know, impressive every time he trains. He's impressive. He's incredibly physical, and he's a lot bigger in person than I remember as well. But yeah, he's been really impressed by him.
Tadhg, final one from me.
Thank you.
How much being in isolation does it underline how important it is to take your opportunity when it presents itself?
Yeah, for sure. You know, you never know what's around the corner, and you know, some lads might only get one game between now and the Test game. If something does come up or something does happen, like even with Maro, it wasn't even COVID that struck him down today. So you never know what's around the corner, and you never know what opportunities come. So we always have to be prepared, and I think we've seen that on Wednesday, how prepared everyone was who wasn't meant to be playing, and how many lads put their hands up on Wednesday. And again today, you know, a few Courts wasn't supposed to be playing starting, and then he came in, and again he had a class game. So yeah, massively so.
Thank you very much, everybody.